What goes through my head is pretty much just like, don't let the first guy tackle you and pretty much just run violent. Anybody who's in the way, anybody who's trying to tackle me, I just kind of like punish them. That's my whole goal.
Hey, what's it been like to see CJ's response the last 2 weeks after the Duke game didn't kind of go his way with a bunch of turnovers the last two games? He's been really accurate with his completion percentage, especially today, over 80%.
Yeah, like at practice, it's always just a one and zero mentality. We kind of just whatever happens, we reflect on the games, every game we go through, and after that, we just move on. It's one and zero after that every week. That's our goal.
Back to you, Jaden. Yeah, where does that like really tough mentality come from? Is that something you've had your whole career? Is that something you've had to develop as you've gotten older?
It's definitely something that I've been working on and just continue to work on. It comes from it's just something that's inside of me. I'm a really competitive person, so my whole goal is just like the person who's trying to tackle me. That's somebody who's trying to take away from who I am. So I just take it personal every time somebody's trying to tackle me.
Any more questions for Duke? All right, back to you, Jaden. Yeah, obviously 42-point lead, or 42 points at the half, and then a bunch of younger guys get in the game in the second. What is that like to see some of, the freshmen or just like the less experienced players, see the field and contribute?
It's awesome. These guys work, just as hard as us. They're with us, bleeding with us, sweating with us, and all that good stuff. So just seeing them able to also reap the reward of all their hard work, it's always so great to see.
All right, thank you, Duke.
Thank you.
Kenny, y'all talked a lot about tackling this past week, just after Virginia Tech and everything that happened. Seemed like a much better outing today. How much pride do y'all take in knowing that you can make those adjustments week to week?
It feels good that we're able to flip a switch when we need to. But in my opinion, it's never good enough. We have to be able to do this week to week and not take a week off and be able to do it every single week and stack the days together. So maybe today was a good start to it, but next week's got to be better, and the week after has to be even better.
JC, go ahead.
Did you try to set the tone with your energy right away?
Yeah, I kind of pride myself on being the most energetic person in the field and be able to carry that. With me coming here, this being my first year here at Northwestern, we didn't really pack the stands as much as we do here. So whenever you have a home game, you always have to bring your own energy. So I kind of brought that kind of chip on my shoulder, being able to be here and just carrying that energy through to my brothers and making sure everybody's able to feel me, so we can work together on the field.
Daniel?
You guys had a 42-point lead after the half. How do you guys stay locked in the second half to only allow 3 there in the second half?
You just got to continue to play hard every single snap, no matter who's in the game. If the stars come out the game, the backups know the plan. We play every single day in practice. 1s, 2s, 3s, whoever's on the field knows exactly what to do, where to be, and they kind of pride themselves on being able to play with the same physicality no matter where you are on the depth chart. So, in my opinion, no matter who's in the game, there's never any type of slack that our defense should have.
We'll take a few more. Jaden, you can go again. Can you explain the story behind your eye black and what you have written on it?
So this is for my grandmother for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. She passed before I was born. This is my mom's mother, around when she was in her teen years, a little bit younger maybe. So I've always been a big advocate for just breast cancer awareness, just seeing it just being within my family, and I know a lot of other families are also dealing with it as well. And even with our coach Elliott, his daughter just died from cancer, different type, but just always being able to have that awareness and show some love towards that type of community as well. So.
To follow up, what does it mean to have this platform to be able to do that?
I feel like we have one of the biggest platforms in the country to be able to voice our opinions and, show who we are as people and where we come from. So being able to show our interests or what we believe in can also affect other people that, tend to watch us, where it could be one of the little kids in the stands who's calling out 33 or CJ's name or Justin Jolie or Caden's name, and they just look up to us as, just figures in the world. So we have a lot of effect on, how people may think. So I feel like just being able to bring that positive, outcome within the world helps everybody. So.
All right, last question, Noah?
You mentioned Coach Gillette. What was it like having him back on the team today?
It's amazing. We had him gone last week, but this week him being back, stepping into his role again and just being able to be on the sideline, and just seeing a smile on his face, it means a lot to us as a defense, because we consider him obviously family. He brought me in here, and I have all trust within him as a coach. And just to see him down, it brings me down, and to see him up, it just puts a smile on my face now that he's back. Just being a coach and being able to be that leash for us.
Awesome, thank you, Ken.
Thank you.
So, CJ, a really big game overall. What did you see from the offense that was really clicking this week as opposed to previous weeks?
It's just what I see almost every week at the beginning of the game. It's like we wanted to be out there. We wanted to play hard, and I seen it from our guys. We took more shots. We spread the ball around a lot today, but it was just really guys getting together and just saying, let's do it. Let's go out and play.
Noah?
What has it been like for you to respond up in the Duke game? The last two games you've been really accurate with your passes and pushing the ball down a little bit more. What's kind of been that response these last games?
Yeah, it's been great to push the ball downfield and be accurate and on time, and I want to continue to have that throughout the season. Next week is going to be a big week, and I'm gonna have to make a lot of plays with my arm and let guys do their job as well. So we'll be fine.
And then just to follow up, you started 8 for 10 today and finished with your last 11 passes completed. Can you kind of feel yourself getting a rhythm when passes are starting to add up?
Yeah, it's always like that. Once you get that first completion, it's gonna keep adding up. That's just the way I operate. When I get a bunch of completions going, it's gonna keep flowing from me throughout the game.
Charlie?
Hey, CJ, you mentioned next week, obviously the back half schedule gets a little tougher. How important was it for you guys today to kind of see this victory, and be in control of it, throughout the game?
It's always good when you win games. I expect nothing but win more games throughout the year. We treat every game the same. You say it's a tougher schedule. I don't think so. I think we're just going to play our game and be ourselves.
Noah?
Did you have a statistic that you look at after the game, passing, whether completion percentage, yards? Is there something you look at when kind of evaluating yourself after the game?
I just look at how many times we win games.
Jaden, one more. Yeah, Hollywood had 123 yards on the ground and then 30 receiving. Just his versatility for you, how significant is that for you as a quarterback to know that you have a guy or two who can do multiple things?
Yeah, it's really great. He take a lot of pressure off, our passing game when he can run so good. Every week he's been dominant, and it's been great to have a guy like Hollywood in our backfield. It loosened up more passes for us, and that O-line, that front five is, creating lanes for him, and that's pretty good for our offense.
Thanks, CJ.
Thank you.